I mean, this is going to devastate our currency, because now the whole world will follow suit and say, we're going to use something else. Well, we'll get back to that.
And that move's already happening.
Yes, it is happening right now while you're listening to this program. This is taking place, and you are facing something with Russia and China that is so important. You want to focus all of your attention on what's happening with Russia and China. You remember, I said this on your program 2 years ago, whenever this gentleman gave me everything they were going to do through 2012 before he became terminally ill. And he said to me, he said, China is the big one. You remember those exact words. It's in my notes from 2 years ago on your program. And that's exactly what he's saying to me again. China is the big one. Watch Russia and China. That's where the big issues are going to take place in the near future, Alex.
And that's why the globalists have all been moving there and moving their main operations. This isn't like our elite are failing. Our elite aren't our elite. They're the global corporate crime syndicate that's organized this whole thing.
Yes, our elite know exactly what they're doing. For instance, Ford is investing $500 million with their new Chinese partner, Chongyang Ford Mazda Automobile Limited, right now in China, $500 million engine plant in China, 400,000 engines annually. Ford is the 11th. Listen to this. Washington has deceived us. Ford is the 11th ranking auto producer in China. Ford sold 368,000 vehicles in China since.
And we know GM on record used bailout money to move to China and Brazil. And we also, I saw it in the Statesman in Austin last week, the communist Chinese government just leased 600,000 acres of prime oil and gas fields in southeast Texas. So they are just taking everything over. They have become fabulously wealthy. The globalists gave the Panama Canal to them. They have positioned this takeover, this destruction of the U.S. from the highest levels of the government.
And every bit of this is being done by the elitists, the very people that I rubbed shoulders with for 3 years on the Trans-Alaska Oil Pipeline.
All right, let's continue.
2 of which still give me information. Folks, believe everything you just heard Alex say and everything he's saying on his programs every day. This is not fantasy. This is for real.
What did he say? So the dollar is going to start dying even faster with all this oil and gas coming online out of Russia. Other facets to that?
Well, I do believe that they have accelerated, and please notice the word, I believe that they have accelerated that program. The main thing is they do not want the American people to rise up. They are scared to death of rebellion, and folks, don't you depend on this election. It may turn out to be what you want it to be. On the other hand, they may rig these voting booths because they're electronic. You've got to understand that the elite are on track with what they're doing, and they know exactly what's going to take place. And I do believe that they have accelerated their program, because he's giving me some things now that I thought was going to take another year or two before they would take place. And we're going to talk about Iran today and a lot of these others. So, Alex, yeah, the elite are right on target.
All right, let's continue with the whole energy front. Let's get into what he told you on crude oil.
Well, first of all, crude oil is all right. Let me go back just a ways. You remember 2 years ago, this individual called me on the phone. He was very angry at me because of something I'd said. He threatened me. And at the time, I tried to be friends with him, and he said the price of crude oil is going from $147 a barrel to $50 a barrel. I came on InfoWars. I told that. 2 months later, it took place exactly like he said it. Now, folks, you can believe this also. There is going to be a definite move in crude oil prices immediately. You had best get your dinner table ready for it. All of you truck drivers out there, I beg of you to take note of this. 2 years ago, I said it was going down. It's over. Here's the sign. Watch crude oil. Okay, he gave to me a year ago, this individual, this elitist. He said to me, I want to give you a sign, Chaplain Williams, and I think he was giving it to me so that I could prepare my own personal household. I'm going to read it to you exactly like he said it a year ago. He said, watch crude oil prices, and you will know the progression of the elitist in their program. These are his exact words. Now, Where is crude oil going? You've seen it just within the past few days. Diesel fuel in my area has gone up 10 cents a gallon. Crude oil is going back. Are you ready? Here we are.
Stay there. Stay there. We got to go to break.
I told you it was going up.
Lindsey, we got to go to break. Come back. We'll get into all this in detail on the other side. We'll get into Iran. We'll get into the elitist, basically getting themselves ready for total collapse. We'll talk about it all with Lindsey Williams. Key information. Call everybody you know. Tell them to tune in right now. This is important information. We'll be right back.
Is it really possible to get out of debt without payment plans or attorneys? 18 years ago, we developed a program that has made thousands debt-free in just 90 days. It's called Zero Debt in 90 Days, and it works for all credit card debt, medical bills, even collection lawsuits.
When I first joined, I was being sued. So I used the program methods, and after filing one piece of paper, the collection lawsuit was dismissed.
With Zero Debt in 90 days, your success is guaranteed in writing. There is no other program of its kind. Don't be alone when creditors gang up on you. Let our team of experts provide the resources to fight back and stop creditors in only 90 days, guaranteed. Prevent wage garnishments, bank levies, and stop collection calls with our proven program. Call Zero Debt in 90 days now, 800-477-9256, and ask for free information from an expert who also completed our program. 800-477-9256 or ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com. 800-477-9256 or ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com.
They helped to create a new world order.
We are part of a new world order.
A new world order based upon collective action.
Invisible Empire is a damning indictment of the globalists through their own words and documents.
The new world order really is a tool for addressing a new world of possibilities.
It means all the world under their control.
The United Nations would take over America. The Trilateral Commission would control the world.
Invisible Empire chronicles how men of power and influence have worked in stealth for centuries to establish an oppressive world government.
I believe, first of all, that we now need nothing short of a world constitution for the global financial system.
Global governance with the establishment of the G20.
So it's going to be an inner ruling elite and then everyone else. And I got news for you. You're everyone else.
Invisible Empire. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com, or watch it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
Have you ever felt like the United States government knows way too much about your financial affairs? I continue to hear stories about property seizures, frozen bank accounts, confiscation of stocks and bonds. It makes me wonder if the U.S. citizen will ever again have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Unfortunately, with the Drug and Money Laundering Act, the IRS Revenue Ruling 6045 of 1984, and the Trading with the Enemy Act and Franklin D. Roosevelt's Executive Order of 1933, some precious metal holdings are subject to government intervention. For this reason, Midas Resources has prepared a report explaining the boundaries of trading precious metals privately. Whether if you have any intention of trading with Midas Resources or not, I have instructed my representatives to give this report out free. Call for your free copy at 1-800-686-2237. When investing, always proceed with caution. Again, call 1-800-686-2237. Exercise your legal right to trade metals privately. 1-800-686-2237.
How well and how fast does Heart and Body Extract work to improve blood circulation? Listen.
My name is Ellis, and I am 66 years old, and I live in Jacksonville, Florida. 2 years ago, I was diagnosed as having clogged arteries. I had 70% blockage in one artery leading to my heart. They wanted me to go on Plavix, but I refused, knowing the negative side effects.
Heart and Body Extract is a unique balance, synergy, and proportion of herbs reaching from head to toe at maximum absorption around 95% at the cellular level.
Within the first month, I felt a dramatic difference. The heaviness in my legs was reduced, and within 2 months, I felt completely normal.
Your natural organic herbal formula for heart health is Heart and Body Extract. Heart and Body Extract comes with a 100% ironclad money-back guarantee. Details at hbextract.com or call 866-295-5305 for Heart and Body Extract. Call 866-295-5305, 866-295-5305 for Heart and Body Extract.
Okay, he got cut off by the break. Lindsey Williams, his top globalist source, is terminal with cancer, spilt his guts to him. And remember back, 2.5 years ago, Oil was $50, sometimes even lower, $45 a barrel crude oil. He said it's going to over 140 in the next couple months. It did. It went to 149, 150. And then he announced, okay, now it's going to go down. And it went down. And you know, so many other predictions that have come true. But again, this guy, this top globalist, they might be feeding him real info the whole time to later give us disinfo. I'm not saying it is. It's just that, you know, it's not like, you know, God's appearing before us and telling us this, but it is very important because of the track record. And I also trust Lindsey Williams. But Lindsey, continuing, so what's the time frame on crude oil? Break it down for us.
The track record of my elitist friends who's been giving me this information over the past 35 years has been impeccable. Everything he has ever said has happened exactly like he said it. Now, you can take this. I'm trying my best to warn you what they're going to do. I don't want to frighten you. I want to let you know the facts so that you can do something about it. A little under 2 years ago, this individual said to me, and I'm still sitting here stunned that he has been able to fulfill this exactly like they said. He said to me, Chaplain, within 2 years, you will be so poor, you will not be able to do anything about it. Now, I'm quoting him verbatim, just under 2 years ago. Here we are 2 years later, and they're indicating that they're going to take crude oil now and turn it around in the opposite direction to where it went. Folks, get ready. You will be paying at the gas pump, and I'm going to give you the amount that it's going up to, and I'll give you an approximate as to what the time frame for all of this is. Again, let me repeat his sign. He gave me a sign 1 year ago, and this is so important. Write it down. Watch crude oil prices, and you will know the progression of the elite. Now that they have started back up with their crude oil prices, this means that their program is on schedule. They're doing exactly what they've been telling me over these years they were going to do. Here it is. Here's the price. Crude oil is going back to $150 to $200 a barrel. Gasoline at the gas pump will be $4 to $5 a gallon. This is going to contrive massive inflation. Can you imagine what this is going to do to airline fares? With the airlines, I know they're making money right now. They're one of the most viable businesses in America. Can you imagine what this is going to do to the trucks and freight line prices? Can you imagine what this will do to the grocery store and the hardware store? Because every bit of it is hauled by either a diesel train or a truck right down the road.
And now the Al Gores and others are positioned to roll out with their solution, the, quote, green economy that they control.
Yes, and every bit of this is part of their total program of what they're going to do. Now, what Janet Napolitano said only moments ago on national news on a special bulletin, that they are very concerned about a cyber attack. Do you realize what this would do to crude oil prices when you went to, for instance, you go to the service station and you can't use your credit card? You go to the grocery store and you've got to have cash. And if you don't have cash, the cash registers aren't working because the internet has already broken down.
Did he say anything about that?
Napolitano told you in advance what they're going to do.
Well, certainly. We know the government launched the worm attack. Did he say anything specifically about cyber attacks to you?
Did not mention that. It just so happened that Janet Napolitano came on over
they're hyping
only moments before I came on your program, and yet I had been told back about a week ago by this individual who had lunch with Janet Napolitano in Washington only last Thursday, I believe it was, that something major was about to take place and to get ready because it was going to happen. So when I saw that take place this morning, when I heard her announcement, I said, here are buzzwords.
But she told you more.
That's what they're going to do.
But this person that had lunch with the head of Homeland Security, she reportedly told her, get 6 months of food and water ready?
Yeah, I need to give some background to this in a few months, but that's exactly what Janet Napolitano told her personally at a lunch, private lunch that she and Janet Napolitano had, and she said, I want you to go straight home, get 6 months worth of food and water stored in your house. Something is about to happen. I can't tell you what it is.
Well, it could just be another stock market collapse with all this mortgage news, or it could be a cyber attack. These people are trying to pass in the next lame duck session their cybersecurity takeover. It's already in place. They just want to formalize it with everybody. Stay there, Lindsey. Long segment coming up. I want to go through